So the first objection that Bose considers is that drug users are somehow responsible for the violence associated with the drug trade. If we grant for the moment that the drug trade is associated with a significant amount of violence, then the objector is saying that drug users themselves play a role in that violence, in causing that violence that is associated with the drug trade. What the objector is saying is that when a drug user, buys an illegal drug from their drug dealer, ultimately that money ends up in the hands of a serious criminal who's involved in a business that results in a significant amount of violence. So again, that drug user is a partial cause of that violence. Even if they are not directly causing the violence, they are indirectly contributing to the violence of the drug trade just by using the drug, by paying for the drug that is illegal. So the objector is saying, therefore, we should prohibit these drugs as a way of preventing people from contributing to this violence. In response, Bose essentially says that it is not drug users who are responsible for the violence of the drug trade, but it is rather prohibition itself. Prohibition of drugs is the primary cause of violence in the drug trade. In other words, Bose is saying that if we want the violence of the drug trade to go away, we should legalize drugs. Think of it this way. How much violence today is associated with the alcohol industry or the cigarette and tobacco industry? I think the answer is very little. And that is because those are legal, regulated businesses. And people who want to partake in those industries are considered business people and not criminals. Okay? When those industries were regulated, alcohol in particular, the violence of that industry, of that trade, the alcohol trade, disappeared. There was lots of violence associated with the alcohol trade during alcohol prohibition. But once alcohol was legalized, the violence disappeared because there's no reason to turn to violence in a legal, regulated system. The same would be true of drug prohibition. If we legalize drugs, the violence associated with the drug trade will disappear. There will be no more incentive for criminals to be involved in this illegal business. Rather, there will only be incentive for law-abiding business people to be involved in this business. So again, if we want to cease the violence associated with the drug trade, let's cease prohibition. That's Bose's main response to this first objection.